Hi guys, ShinoSeven here. So this is the second video. This time around, me and Ryan Farmer, the designer of the game Encounters Shattered Wastes, are going to be playing basically like a one boss scenario in the game. It's going to be on Tabletop Simulator, and yeah, so it's my first time playing. Obviously, Ryan played a massive amount of this game before. So he goes through kind of like all of the rules at the beginning, and then we actually get going and we get playing and strategizing and thinking about what we're going to do. And yeah, it was an absolute pleasure. I cannot thank Ryan enough for this. It was super fun. And yeah, if you guys are interested in grabbing the game for yourself, you can get the game on Kickstarter right now. There's a few days left. There's a bunch of stretch goals still to be reached, but we also have reached a massive amount of stretch goals already. And I myself got the Deluxe Edition because I really wanted that neoprene mat and those standees. But yeah, so I'm gonna put in the description below a link to the Kickstarter if you guys are interested. I'm gonna also put in a link to the Steam workshop of the game, so you can play for yourself on Tabletop Simulator and see if you're enjoying it. It's completely free, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Here we go. So that's what it looks like, guys.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm excited.
It is a robust tabletop simulator mod. It's got all the stuff you need. So, I'll give you an option. Like, if we want to fight the tutorial enemy, we could do that. Or if you want to try something a little more spicy, like your call, you know. If you know.
I honestly don't mind. Like, I feel like maybe we should, like, for the first one, especially to show people, we should probably do the tutorial first, and then like whenever people join in, we can have them choose one they might want to pick.
Yeah, and so I'll just go through the setup real quick, but all the enemies, they scale based on how many characters are playing, right?
Right.
That's their setup values on the bottom. So it all just the difficulty of the enemy, as much as it can, scales with how many characters there are. And on the tutorial, we'll just play with two, just you and me. We'll just do two characters.
Right.
Two is totally fine. I recommend, if you're going to play with two players after you get through a few of these, I think it's more enjoyable for each player to control two characters. You can certainly play with just two characters. That's absolutely fine. I find the game more robust and enjoyable the more characters there are on the table.
So can you explain to me like what you're doing right now? Like basically like kind of setting things up. So like whenever people do get the game themselves, if you can have like an idea. But first, before you do that, Kalista, this is not, believe it or not, Mahjong. This is a game called Encounters Shattered Wastes, and it is a brand new game. It is currently on Kickstarter, and I'm talking right now with Ryan Farmer, which is the game designer of this board game. If you're interested, you can do exclamation point Kickstarter in chat, and that will give you the info for the Kickstarter page. And if you do exclamation point Steam in chat, that will give you the link to the Steam workshop, and then that way you can play the game for yourself on Tabletop Simulator if you have that game.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm doing right now is called the enemy setup. And so if you look on the bottom of the enemy card, that's denoting its strength card, its strength deck. So the enemy, these cards here are the enemy's strength, which is a representation of its ability to attack you and its health. Okay? In order to win an encounter, all the cards have to go into wounds. So once all the cards are into wounds, you win. And so these values at the bottom, the one kind of claw and the one magical swoosh, that's how many strength cards per character go into its stamina. And so we're playing with two characters, so it'll be two of the physical cards and two of the magical cards. And are you familiar with Slay the Spire, Shino?
I am not, but
okay.
I did watch you play the first, at least an encounter with this boss. So, like, I know roughly how this works. So, but yeah, for people that did play Slay the Spire, like, what's the thing that's similar?
So these are intent symbols, and they kind of show what is on the other side. It hints at what's on the other side of this card. So
Right.
these cards increase your threat, which is something we can talk about later. The magic cards, and then the claw cards deal you damage and hurt your HP. So you sort of have a rough idea of what is coming at you on the other side of those cards. And the other part of the game is there are 50 physical enemy cards and 50 magical enemy cards, but you don't use all of them in every encounter. So every single time you play, the exact configuration of what the boss will be able to do to you is slightly different, which makes the games feel very replayable.
Right.
All right, so the enemy's all set up, ready to go. Now it's time for us to choose our characters. So feel free to pick whichever character you want over here. These are, just pull them out of the bag.
I'm looking at them right now. There are some that I've never seen you play with, like these two, the Siren and the Seer. I've never seen you play with. I honestly, like, one that intrigued me right away was the Arrowmancer, actually.
Yeah, do it. The Arrowmancer is awesome.
So it says cannot interact. Click your name in the top right.
Oh, 1 second.
I'm sorry.
Here,
You know, I'm yeah.
Here, I'll just give you a color. There you go.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
Yep.
So there it is.
Yeah, so the Arrowmancer is super cool. The Arrowmancers can see 1 second into the future, and so they use their magic ethereal bows to have incredible arcane accuracy with their magical attacks. So if they're in the back line, they're really good at putting cards into wounds, and if they're in the front line, they're just really accurate.
I just love the art, man. It just looks fantastic.
Yeah, the art is really, really awesome. And then there's the standee, so pretty rad.
Dude. Yeah. It looks so good.
It's pretty
I'm sorry,
awesome.
I'm just gushing over things. I just like, even the standee looks freaking fantastic.
So if you're going to be a little more magic based, then I will go a little more, let's go a little more, I'm going to be the Ronin.
Just give me a second. My apologies. I had a call from my girlfriend. She's out like trying to buy stuff, and like she had like an emergency question because we're going someplace tonight, and the food we were supposed to buy at that one shop is closed today for some reason. It's never closed on Sundays, but it is now. So we're like, oh no, what do we do? So we had to figure something out. I'm having a hard time getting the extra prints to appear on a physical, kind of following along in the game.
So he probably means the physical cards here. Maybe try respawning a new deck. Maybe in here. I'm not sure why that would be. Yeah, I'm not sure why. I do update the mod pretty often. I'll troubleshoot that later on. Everything works on my end, but I can try another machine another time.
Mart, I love it. Yeah, no, it's weird. Tabletop Simulator is very finicky sometimes. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if like I saw you like try to pick like the whole board, and then like some of the tokens would just go through like the cubes. Like that just Tabletop Simulator, man.
Sometimes it's just very finicky. So I've decided to play as the Ronin, a disgraced wanderer. So we're just sort of traveling the waste together. The Arrowmancer and the Ronin, BFFs forever.
Yes.
So the next phase that we have is in setup is the draft. So
right,
you look at the bottom of your character card here, and there are different symbols. There's the sword, which are martial abilities. There's the shield, which are support abilities. There's the hat, which are sorcery abilities, which we just keep calling the hat. And then there's the bottle, which are items. And you don't draw any items because you don't need them, but you draw 2 martial abilities, 1 support, and 5 sorcery from our community pool of abilities. And then
So
after,
this,
yep, here I'll help you out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a support ability.
how do you double click? Like how do you swap them out? Like turn it over. Okay. There it is.
F.
Okay. Oh, it's
Yeah,
F.
F is flip. Yeah, F flips.
Okay.
And so, abilities, right? The first time you ever play encounters, in the rule book, they pre-assign the abilities for you. So you know, exactly what to expect and what to do. However, excuse me, we're playing, we're assuming you have played, you haven't, but we're assuming you have, so we're gonna do the draft. We're gonna do it for real. And with this character, the Aeromancer, their trait here specifically mentions ability attacks. So out of the 3 that you take, at least 1, you're gonna want to take something that has attack in the header. And so you have 3 different options. You have Glacial Blade, Hexbolt, and Necrotic Arts. You can take all 3 if you wanted. You could choose to take 1 or 2. Hexbolt is sort of the card that fits really well with the Aeromancer. That's a really good draw. But there are other abilities you have here too. You've got some reactions. So a reaction ability is sort of like in Chrono Trigger. When something happens, something else triggers that allows you to do something else. So like Chained Combo, if I roll a crit and I'm in the same line as you, you get to make a free attack. Riposte, if you lose HP, you can attack.
What's that symbol here? The one that says like from a something card.
That's a strength card. That's these things. You'll see that they have the symbols on them.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, those are the strength card symbols.
Yeah, okay.
So I tried to not have too much symbol bloat in the game.
No, that makes sense.
It's unavoidable in some instances.
So just so people know, like basically the little lightning is like reaction. So so it's just to mean that like whenever the first thing occurs, then the second thing must occur also. And so people know the kind of like circle the kind of circle with an arrow thing is cycle that I remember from watching your video.
Yeah, that's the cycle the symbol. So the cycle symbol means some say you must and some say you may. It just means you can you replace it with a new card. So you put that card on the bottom of the deck and then you draw the top one and get it back. So JRPGs have this big problem where you never want to, or a lot of video games have this problem. You always want to save the thing because when you use it, you don't want to waste it. Well, you're incentivized with these with the most powerful cards to use them early because you'll just get a new card out of it.
Right. I have this problem right now playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, which is not a JRPG, but I mean, like it's the same deal. I'm getting all those potions and scrolls and whatever, and I'm not using any of them because I don't want to. It's just in case something bad happens, I want to have the option, but then the thing never happens. So like I just keep carrying like 20,000 potions with me all the time.
Now we do have some items which are one use, but they don't cost you actions, which is really nice. So you didn't draw any items, I did.
Right.
I draw. The Ronin's got all kinds of bottles and flasks hanging on him, so.
So as far as like this goes, I'm thinking like probably not Chained Echoes because even though it's really nice, I feel like I'm probably gonna want to be in the back line often, maybe more so at least in the front line, right? Like because those are wounds directly. So like I'm probably gonna want to be as much as possible in the back line. And if I'm in the back line, chances are you're probably not going to be in the back line unless
Probably
you.
not.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's probably like it might be useful like sometimes or whenever I end up being in the front, but like chances are like I'm probably most of the time going to try and hang out in the back. So if that's the case, then I'm not going to be using chain echo that often, unless I'm mistaken. You might be. You can correct me, but like
No. That's a perfect summation. Chained combo is maybe not an ability that synergizes perfectly with you at this time, especially with only 2 characters. It's excellent in a 4-character game.
right. And I have a question about X-Bolt. So like it says you must re-roll any 1s and 2s if you are in the back line. So basically, whenever I'm going to be in the back line, I'm never going to crit. Doesn't really matter because everything ends up being a wound anyway. But and we can go into that later so people understand. But like the thing that I'm thinking about is I'm still going to get threat though, which I wouldn't. Would I still get threat? No, I wouldn't for a crit, right?
Right. Worth noting, the Aeromancer only crits when you roll a 1. Like the die face is equal 1, but Hexbolt is a 2-die attack. So you wouldn't be critting anyway. Because with 2 dice you can't roll.
Oh, I just noticed. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. So, that's not too bad. Yeah, it's actually good.
Yeah, it's Hexbolt's really solid. And then but Necrotic Arts, that's a 1-die attack, right? So how many dice you roll on the attacks are really big.
Do not gain threat from. We can explain threat for people, I think, just so they have like a better understanding. So as to why I'm picking certain cards, but
so these cards here, right? You'll see that they've got these little threat symbol, these little exclamation points. Threat. If you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, right? When you attack an enemy in Dungeons and Dragons, you're looking for a number to roll over that is inherent to the enemy, their armor class, their AC. And every time you attack, you roll that d20 and you're like, I'm trying to roll above like a 16 or whatever to hit the enemy. Encounters does not operate that way. Instead, think of it like threat is how much the enemy is defending against you and how much like how fatigued and tired you are. So when your threat is 0, the enemy doesn't consider you a threat and isn't really defending against you. It's super easy to get an attack on. But when your threat is higher, like let's say a 4, when you roll the dice, you have to roll over a 4 in order to hit the enemy. And then when you deal damage and remove cards, the amount of threat on that card you remove is how much threat you gain. So if you got rid of this card, you would gain 2 threat. And then there are actions that you can take to kind of reduce your threat. It's called a recover action. There are cards that help reduce threat, usually the support cards, that sort of thing. And if you ever reach 12 threat, you immediately shatter. The corruption of the shattered wastes takes a hold of you, and you're too tired to fight it back, and you're forced to shatter. And when you shatter, your threat goes to 0, and then you get more health and that sort of thing.
So basically, like, it's earlier when we were talking about like puzzles, for example,
right?
This is kind of one of those kind of situation where like you're constantly managing your threat, because your threat is the more threat you have, the harder it is for you to hit enemies.
Yeah.
And also you don't want that to ever reach 12. Ideally, not anytime soon. So it's a constant battle of like trying to do as much damage as you can without going over threat and just like shattering basically.
Right.
So this is where like X-Bolt, for example, would be super nice, because I'm rolling 2 dice and I'm re-rolling 1s and 2s. So which means
very
that like
consistent.
it would probably make it so that like if I was already, I don't know, like an 8, for example, threat, I might still be able to hit enemies and do stuff.
Right.
However, that makes me like, however many cards I remove then must be kind of dangerous because like I'm gonna be busting. But it makes it so that like it's a lot easier for me to hit the enemy and not miss. Because like if I, for example, I had 4 and I rolled a 4 in the dice, I'm just not doing anything.
Yeah,
or
miss,
4 or less. Yeah, I miss. Yeah.
And that's
unless
why your
I roll
crit value,
the crit. Yeah.
Right. The crit is really big, because if you ever roll a crit, regardless of how big your threat is, you still hit, you still deal damage, it goes straight to wounds, and you don't gain any threat at all. So even if your threat's 11, and you're rolling, your basic attack, which is just 1 die, you always have that 1 in 6 chance of getting a crit. Even in your most dire moment, there's always the, you know what, let's just YOLO it. Let's just do 1 out of 6, and see if I get it. And there are times when that's like, you have to do that to maybe bring yourself back. And it's, it's exciting when it does happen.
Right. And I've seen it happen a couple times for you, like as you were kind of explaining it for the people, and even you having played like 200 games, still got excited.
Yeah.
You got your crit and you're like, oh my God, I just critted. And then it's just like, you just change your entire strategy. Like it was so cool. This is
so
Tabletop
good.
Simulator. Yes. Yes, it is. You can actually, if you're watching this right now and you actually want to play for yourself, you can do exclamation point Steam in chat. That will lead you to the Steam workshop, and then you can subscribe to it, and then you can play on tabletop. How do I Tabletop Simulator? Well, I mean, you have to download Tabletop Simulator from Steam first, and then, like I said, exclamation point Steam in chat, which I think Endu or like another mod could do. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do it myself. There it is. So
yeah,
this is the game.
That'll bring up the game, and you can subscribe to it. And when you open Tabletop Simulator, you're able to just it'll be in your games that you can pick and play. And the rule book is right in there and has all the components and everything. Tabletop Simulator is, again, it's not like a full video game. There's a lot of manual stuff here. It's not like automated in a lot of ways. It is like playing a board game just digitally, if you can wrap your head around that,
Yes.
So yeah, what 3 are like really calling out to you?
Well, I mean, X-Ball, that's a guarantee.
That's really
it
great.
just looks freaking fantastic. Do not gain threat from card attack when performing this attack. The critic arts could also be useful. Thinking about it, when the adjacent character gains threat, roll 1 die, reduce that much threat from the adjacent character. That could be neat. Like I could kind of support you in a way. Like if you're ever in trouble, I can just like pop into your lane, do that, and then kind of.
Yeah. Keep in mind,
remove some of
Spear
your
Bond is
stuff.
it's a reaction, so it means we'd have to be kind of tethered to one another to make the best use out of it.
Oh, I see what you mean. So you'd have to end your turn next to me. Well, I mean, that's something we can plan though, right? Like for example,
Right.
like if you're
absolutely.
like if you're already super high in threat, you can plan on ending your turn next to me, so that way I can just like do the thing and be good. Plus, that's something worth mentioning. To attack a lane, you just have to be in that lane. You don't have to be like in melee range, if you will, like in the front row. Correct. To attack the lane.
Yeah,
right? So
yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the only time the front and the back line matters are for specific abilities or what these cards target if we both occupy it. So,
right.
For example, if we are the same area, that's what these are called, areas. Claw cards, physical cards only attack the front line, and magical cards only attack the back line. And that allows you to get a little bit of granular flexibility to protect yourself. But yeah.
Right. You started in the laundry, won't be able to play due to chores today. Oh, it's all good, Jack. It's all good, man. I understand. Thank you so much for watching, though. I really, really appreciate it. So one other character shatters, gain MP. Well, I mean, we're going to try not to shatters. Hopefully, sure. I won't need that card. I mean, unless you plan on shattering on purpose, but like, on a roll of 2, place all claw cards in your target area into wounds. Oh.
So Glacial Blade basically gives you another crit value. So you spend 1 MP, and if you roll a 2, everything in that area goes into wounds, and it's a place effect. So place effects, anytime you see the word place, it means you don't gain threat. You're just picking them up and putting them into where it says. So Glacial Blade is like a super crit if you roll a 2.
This little symbol here is like, that's like you told me it's like your claw attack, but I'm assuming it doesn't matter. It's either magic or okay, yeah.
Yep. So those, if a claw symbol is specific to those types of enemy cards,
right?
Whereas the enemy symbol is just any one of those strength cards, is what they're called.
So those are calling out to me. I mean, X-Bolt is a guarantee. That one I'm interested in. That one I'm interested in, and then that one I'm interested in. So, like, these are all kind of calling out to me now.
It's you also have reckless sacrifice is really interesting too, because if you were next to me and I got targeted, you could choose to be the one that gets attacked and then riposte off of it if you wanted to. You could be like bang bang if that were something that you wanted to do. There are a lot of like
Oh,
neat
I agree.
combos
Yeah.
that you could
Because
sort
these
of
are reaction, both of them are
right,
reactions. So it would just like
right.
always react basically.
Yeah, the reaction chaining is stuff that is like super interesting and super cool. But again, you only have 7 HP, so maybe you don't want to be just like taking
A lot of
attacks.
damage. Yeah. So maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe I'm like, I wouldn't want to take attacks anyway. Like in the first, like I can try and like
Right.
place myself in a situation where like that doesn't happen. I'm assuming that this symbol doesn't include the boss's special deck, right? It's only like for regular.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. Yeah, these are rage cards, and it would
Yeah,
specifically
they're not from
mention-
rage cards.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not. Yeah, strength cards are not rage cards. You can't riposte off of a big boss attack, unfortunately.
Right. So I mean, you know, gain from when performing this attack is pretty useful.
Really useful.
On a roll of 2, place all the cards in your target area into the wounds. Yeah. So it's like another crit value, like you said.
Yep.
I mean, I could either go with like 3 attacks or like keep the spirit bond reaction in case of like.
It might be good to take. Yeah, it might be good to take spirit bond because I don't think you need 3 attacks. I think 2
no,
is
exactly.
more than sufficient.
I don't know which one is better. I don't know which one I'm leaning towards.
I really like Glacial Blade. I think that's a really cool utility card because you already have Hex Bolt for like your regular attack, and Glacial Blade's a good like if an area has a lot of cards in it, do that one instead.
Right. So yeah, good call. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do these 3.
Cool. So yeah, we'll
like,
just
place them to like.
Yeah, they technically go.
Oh
yeah, they technically go on the bottom of the decks, but
oh god,
it's okay. It's fine. There, it's fine. We're good. We'll leave them there. We won't go to the bottom of the deck in this game, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so you have those 3. The Ronin draws a much different spread. I get 4 martial abilities and 4 items that I can kind of choose from.
Right.
And item cards are great because yes, they're just one use, right? But they can be used on any character and they don't cost you one of your precious actions. And so we've got a crystal elixir, ghost nectar, an empowering drop, and a health potion. The crystal elixir is super cool because
these are one-time use.
One use. Yep, one-time
use.
use.
So
different.
So whenever you use them, you have to put them in the deck, and you don't draw anything else. You're
right.
done.
They just flip face down when you're done using them, unless they say otherwise. So you literally just one use and be done with it.
Gotcha.
So I'll give you the Spark Notes version of this. Crystal Elixir lets you cycle your abilities and reduce your threat to 0. Ghost Nectar means you don't. Yeah, each character. Yep. So each character so it affects an entire area. So if we were both in the same area, we would both get the effect.
Ooh, and what's an area like the front back or like?
Yep, an area is a front and back line space. So we've got area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's a front.
Oh, these. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's an area. Yep. And then Ghost Nectar means that I don't gain any threat for the rest of the round. I become like a ghost. Empowering Drop gives me MP and then lets me get a free attack, and a health potion gives me health, which is really hard to get back normally. I think, and then I have a lot of really cool attacks. Provoking Pierce lets me provoke the enemy and move cards around on the board. Fundamentals makes it easier to hit. Marks the Valkyrie gives me rerolls, and Twin Strike is just a really neat 2-die ability where I could potentially have another crit value on the roll. So I think what I want to take is Twin Strike because it's always good to have a 2-die attack if you can.
Right.
But you're our big damage dealer, so I want to support you. So I'll take Twin Strike as just a fun attack that I can do. but I'll also take crystal elixir to keep our threat down, and we don't need a health potion. I'm gonna take a ghost nectar as well. Just do a lot of threat management here. And we'll put these back. And I just want to note to the stream that this is the tutorial enemy. So if it seems a little bit easier, it's supposed to be a little bit easier because it's, it would be under the assumption that you've never, ever, ever played the game before.
Right. So Chris, I seen you use the ghost nectar in your video, and you seemed very proud of yourself whenever you used it, because it just happened to be perfect use. Like you got attacked like immediately, and you were like, oh no, I'm not getting any threat, like perfect. And that was so good. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be helpful. Is that also that's just like a only you, right? It's like not an area thing. Whereas like crystal elixir is an area.
But I could say I'm gonna spend ghost nectar on you, right?
Oh,
the thing about
okay.
There's a ton of flexibility with items since they're only one use. Like I don't have to be next to you. I'm like a chemist from Tactics. I'm just throwing the bottle at you.
Oh, that was my next question. That's so cool.
Yeah, like I can say, okay, I'm gonna spend as a free action ghost nectar and have it expend on you. Items are very flexible. Use them on any character.
Right, that's super neat. So same with like a health bot or whatever, like you just throw stuff around. Oh, that's really cool.
Yep. I don't know if you're like a Dragon Ball Z fan or whatever, but I always picture it like throwing like a sensu bean at somebody and just hitting them in the face, and sensu bean, and just hit like it's just it's awesome.
That's actually good.
Okay, so now we put our characters anywhere on the board. Yep. So I'm gonna pop myself in the front line.
So that's like wait, hold on, let me look at my cards again. I just want to make sure. If you reroll, must reroll any ones or twos in the back line. So whenever you use ability, you have plus 2, but I get threat. So regardless of what happens, I will gain threat. So like unless I crit. So doesn't really matter. I could go hard and go for like a 4 right away, I guess.
Yeah. Whichever you feel like more comfortable about.
So about movement, like whenever you get to, well, I mean, first of all, like whenever you do actions, it is 2 actions per round, right? So not including reactions.
Right.
So
a reaction every time, like reactions are once per activation or once per round if we're not in the phase, but whatever.
Is there, because I see like move is like move 3 times, right? So like 3 squares, and whenever you're moving, you can move diagonal, so you have to move like sides or like up.
It's orthogonally, so like 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, like that.
Right. And can you do that twice in the same? Could that be your 2 actions? Just move 6 space, for example. I don't know why you would want to do that, but like you could technically.
The only time you'd want to use 2 move actions is if you need to get from area 1 all the way to area 5.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So normally that would not be something you want to do, but like it's possible if you really want to.
The fewer move actions you ever need to take in an encounter, usually the better.
Right. So yeah, we can do the I guess the rest of the setup, which is I think we have to like
we're into the game now. Right? Yeah, now we're in the refresh phase. So during the refresh phase, we each roll a die equal to the enemy's refresh value, which is 1. So we each roll 1 die. So you can go first.
Is it like a keyboard button that I have to press?
Yep. So I always like highlight it, click and highlight it, and then mash the R button.
Wait, hold on. Okay, like that. Okay.
There it is. Yeah, so 6. So on a 6, nothing happens.
Right.
Because the die roll corresponds as to where the card comes out.
So okay, and they wouldn't cut out on anything. Yep. And this one comes out on 3.
I rolled a 3, so that goes there.
Right.
And on the tutorial enemy, it's actually totally fine. Like we don't what we're trying to do is make sure that these threat symbols in the areas never exceed this number right here. That's called the area limit. And if it's ever over that number during the defend phase, bad things happen. But
Right.
it's the 9 is very high for a reason. But like some enemies, like the Spectre here, have a 5 and then a 4. So
Damn.
they end up getting like very, very low on some of the other more difficult enemies. But yeah. Now that was the whole refresh phase. We move to the action phase, where we get to take turns taking 2 actions.
Right. Okay.
So I'll just go
we
first.
get to choose who goes first.
Yeah.
Like in your case, you're gonna go first now, but like on a tabletop setting, we would have to like discuss together and be like, well,
right. Discuss,
okay.
right. And I'm just gonna go first as an example to show you what you can
Right,
do.
right. Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna do a basic attack. So I'm gonna roll
Which is
one
die. Yeah.
because that's my basic attack value, which is 1. So I rolled a 2, which is greater than my
0.
threat, my current threat of 0. So I hit. The Ronin deals 2 damage whenever they attack. So I will remove 2 cards. So both of these are going to go into fatigue, and I'll explain why in a second. And because I removed 6 threat from the table, I will gain 6 threat, and that will be my entire activation.
Yeah. Okay. And the thing is, like, you didn't miss, and thus you cannot recover. Like you don't you don't do your disgrace wanderer thing.
But next turn, when I attack, and if I miss, I'll just get to make my threat go down for free.
Right.
Which is really
and
great.
Chances are, unless something happens, you're probably gonna miss because you got a 6.
Exactly. Yeah. So the other thing I want to mention too is these that I mentioned earlier, the goal is to get all the cards into wounds. Well, why did these go into fatigue? Well, the enemy still has strength in stamina, right? And because it's still got strength cards here in stamina, it's guarded. It's this blue token. But as soon as stamina is empty, the enemy will become staggered, and during that one turn that the enemy is staggered, all of our damage goes to wounds, which means the deck gets smaller and the time between being guarded and staggered is reduced. So there's like this ebb and flow and this tempo to the battle, which is really cool.
And that's what you were talking about earlier when you said like you had kind of like the design, some kind of some like tempo for the rest of the game, so that it kind of
right.
I really like it because like it gets smaller and smaller, like you said, like you stagger more and more like faster as time goes on because there's less and less cards to go. So like that makes it so like kind of like this super fun mechanic to go into the second phase of the fight. So yeah, I'm excited. Okay, well, as for me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move to I don't have to move, so I can stay there. Well, I mean, no, I'm gonna stay there. I mean, I guess I could just basic attack. Well, if I'm I better use an ability attack then.
Yeah,
especially since I'm full of NP.
Yeah, you'll want to use the ability attack to punt that card into wounds if you can.
Right. So I should probably do like Glacial Blade, probably. It's like it's like not that many MP. I have two chances to crit, like basically.
If you do, the only reason that you might not want to is if you roll a 2, you have to cycle the card.
Oh, right.
But
then I should probably use X-Bolt because like I mean it's just because it's a bit overkill, but yeah.
You'll get more value out of Glacial Blade if you do it on an attack when there are more cards.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like there's only one card, so yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do X-Bolt then. Reroll any 1s and 2s. So 6.
Oh, that hits. Oh,
yeah,
you actually roll 2 dice for X-Bolt.
Oh yeah, you're right.
No matter what, but it's just, and then you would
reroll that
1, and you only reroll a die once. But there it is, double 6s. So you really hit it.
Yeah,
there is no overkill. Yeah, there's no overkill in this, but
it's fine. So I do lose 2 MP though. So I
Yep.
use that. And then this
that
has
card.
gone into wounds.
Yeah, so the Aeromancer, that whole thing we just talked about with fatigue and wounds, circumvents that with their arcane accuracy because
Right.
you used one of your special ability attacks, and that means that you're basically just that magical arrow circumvented its defenses and went straight to wounds, and then you removed 4 threat, so you'd gain 4 threat.
Yes. And there's a thing though that I'm so if I stay in this lane, I'm gonna get one of rage attacks, right? But if I'm in the lane that has like this, I don't get the rage card. Is that right?
Right. If you're in an empty area like I'm in, a rage card will come out. But if you wanted to, so basically you could recover down that threat and eat a rage card, or you could move here and just eat one of these cards. The choice is totally up to you.
What I mean, the thing is, like, I can probably because what I'm thinking is, like, I can probably wait for the recovery because I'd be able to hit again with another X bolt, basically.
Right.
Because like two dice is going to be easier to get above 4. I could be surprised if I don't.
Absolutely correct.
So I should probably just move to a location where like 1, 2, 3. So I can move there, for example. Wait, no. You said that like those cards in your video.
The more threat symbols there are on a card, the worse the effect is.
Yeah, so I'm better off here then.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Perfect.
Right. So that's our 2 actions. And F. There you go.
There it is.
Oops. And then so we go to the defend phase, and we check to see if the area is over that 9 value. It's not. We're only at 3 because of 3 threat symbols. So this is going to flip over, and you'll take 2 damage. And then after a card's revealed, it goes into fatigue. I will get a rage card. Stalwart Barrier. Oh, this one affects all of us. Sorry. All characters gain 3 threat and move each character to the back line of their area if able. So I just get pushed backwards.
Oh, thank God.
Perfect. Oh, perfect.
So yeah, and that just makes me realize that like I forgot about that card. Like, because I know about that card, I remember it, but yes, I got my 3 threat, so I'm at 7, which makes it significantly harder for me to. So I might have to do like a recover first and then attack, depending on if there are cards that end up being in my lane. Whenever we get to that point.
Right. So that's it for the defend phase. I need to gain 3 more threats, so I'm at 9.
Oh, you're 9, yeah.
It's okay, we're fine. Now we go back to the refresh phase. If there are empty areas with characters in them, we pull cards out. So 1, 2, and then we each roll a die. Yep. So go ahead and roll 3. Okay, so now there's nothing in stamina, so it immediately staggers. It's too tired now.
So there's 9 on one lane. It's if we get above 9, right? It's not like just
if it's exceeded.
Oh, okay, thank God. I was like, oh no. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And then I rolled a 5. If I can't pull from stamina, I pull from fatigue. So that goes there. Okay. So what I'm gonna do with my Ronin, then we're in the new round, so we'll flip our activation tokens. I'm gonna attack, and if I roll a 1, it'll be a crit, and both of these will go to wounds.
And you won't get any threat.
And I won't get any threat. But if I roll anything else, I get to use my Disgrace Wanderer trait, which is I miss my basic attack, so I get to perform recover action.
Okay, so it's a win-win basically. You don't.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
There's no risk here.
Oh, we did it! We rolled a crit. We did it.
Woo!
So crits are great because now both of these cards are going to go to wounds, and I don't gain any threat for it. Oh, that's awesome.
Huge. Like that was like a 10 threat too. Like
there's so much threat removed from the board. Yeah, that feels really good. So now I'll just take a recover action and reduce my threat by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right. So whenever it's in that state, whatever you hit goes into wounds, but you do get
yeah, you'll
the
still
threat
normally
anyway.
you would still gain threat. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as far as I go, I can't really afford to get any more threat. Not gonna lie, because that's not fantastic. So what I should probably do is, oh wait, hold on. No, you didn't get threat. Damn it.
Yeah.
We're next to each other. Well,
yeah.
Hold on. Earlier, you did get threat.
Earlier when I gained that threat, you could have taken it with Spirit Bond.
Oh.
You could have reduced it if you would wanted to when I gained it from the enemy card.
I should have probably done that because that would have been.
That's okay. We'll remember it for the future.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is reduce. Oh, I should. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the front line.
Perfect.
So like here, right?
Yep.
So that's a movement, right?
Yep.
And then I do an ability attack is my thing, right? So I can use this, and then I'm gonna do X-Bolt again because I mean, why not? Like especially because this is so high. So 2 MP.
Oh, you got it.
I roll
solving it.
2 dice.
Yep.
I don't have to re-roll that one.
Oh, you're in the front line, so you actually don't need to re-roll that too.
Okay. Well, that was a 2. Okay, so 2 and 6. So can you just swap it to 2? Oh, okay.
There
perfect.
you go.
You just press a number on the keyboard, or like how do you do that? Like,
you press the number on the keyboard. It just.
Oh, that's so good.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah. So you're right. I forgot about that. So.
So when you use an ability
by
attack,
value rolled before dealing damage. Well, I mean, you sure.
Yeah. So now you reduce your.
You must
threat
re-roll
by 8.
any 1s or 2s if you're in the back line. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So 8. So I lower my threat to 0.
To 0, which
and then I
means
hit.
now
I also hit.
Yeah. Yep.
And I
so
get
that
4.
goes to wound, and then you get 4. Yep.
It's not bad at all. It's actually
No,
very good.
it's not. Yeah, the Aeromancer's awesome.
What happens if like on the 2 dice, one of them rolls a 1? Doesn't matter, right? Because it has to be
combined value.
It's a combined value. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, because otherwise, like that would just be too OP. You would be critting all the time. Eventually. Cool.
Yeah, that was a really good round for us. So now we take more rage cards. So.
Unfortunately.
Shadow Prayer. Yep. We're not adjacent anymore. That's
unfortunately.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's a lot of threat you just got.
We're okay. Everything's fine. And
well, I think yeah, there we go. Okay.
You've been virtuously crushed. You take 4 damage.
Oh damn, that's a lot of that, dude. I'm getting to my limit.
You're okay. You're fine. Everything's fine. So
One
now
health.
At the end, it's fine. I will protect you from here on out. We'll just put you in the back line. I'll stand in front of you. Should be fine. So now this card goes into stamina. It's guarded again, but we put a card in each area. And now there are no cards in stamina or fatigue, right? The first time we deal damage, when there's nothing in stamina or fatigue, the enemy is going to change forms from its regular state into its injured state. Right.
So that's going to be your move.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Exactly. That's right. So I will go again and just try and recover.
I was going to say your threat is like stupidly high right now.
Yeah, and I don't want to worry about attacking. Oh, okay, cool. So that's a crit for me. When you crit on a recover, you can reduce your threat to 0 or increase your MP to its maximum. So I rolled a 1, which is my crit value, and it goes to 0.
Oh my, that's so good.
It's so good. And one of the things that I also like, I was joking about a little bit about the Aeromancer and the Ronin being BFFs, but they really are, because they're the 2 characters in the game that have crits of 1.
Oh, right. I just realized.
Yeah. So they really are best friends. they're crit buddies.
That's good.
So yeah, so that was really good. And then so I am going to attack now and see if we can get this guy Oh, and I rolled a crit again. Oh, I'm just a critting machine.
That's so good. So there we go. No threat.
And we dealt damage. There's nothing in stamina or fatigue. So womp, 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 womp. So now the Guardian changes to its injured state.
Let me take a look at that design. Look at that. Oh my god, it looks so good.
Yeah, so he gets a new standee, new art, new ability, and all the cards in wounds, just like in any good video game, new health bar. So everything in wounds goes back into stamina, so he's guarded again. And we have to chew through his health again. And if we do that, if we get all this into wounds again, we win. That was my 2 actions.
Okay, well, so ideally what I'd like to do is just move to this lane, maybe, or wait, because but I need to. I can't take any more damage, man. Like I kind of.
Yeah. Oh, that's me. Moved
Oh, that's you. You're right. Okay, so I'm gonna move. Wait. If you are in the front line, reduce your threat by the value. If I get more threat, wait, 1, 2, 3, 5 more, so make me to 9. Yeah, that's fine. So I can move here in the back line, so that way.
Yeah.
It goes straight into wounds. So, and I guess I can probably do an X-Bolt again.
Yeah. You have the MP for it, right?
I'm gonna wait to use Glacial Blade until we get like a proper situation. Which is gonna be very soon, because I mean I'm about to be a goner. Yeah. So 2 dies. I'm in the back line, so I get to re-roll a 9. Yeah, it's a hit. So and I hit for
1 damage.
1. So I remove 1 card, right?
And that goes to wounds because you're in the back line.
Oh, wait, no. Wait, are you serious? I just dropped it there and it didn't want to move. It just like stayed with my mouse.
Yeah, very weird. Yeah.
Okay, and then I take how many?
3
3.
Yep. And that would
7.
be your 2 actions.
Yes. So
I'm still doing
done.
fine, still doing good. And we go into the defend phase now. And that was really, that was good that you did that, because we're trying to keep that area limit under 5 now. It's not 9, it's 5. Big reduction. I take a rage card.
And also worth mentioning, you mentioned before that like magic was like the back line and then like claw was in the front line, but it's only whenever we're 2 people. Like
correct.
Right now, like I will still take whatever is behind this card in the face. Even though I'm in the back line.
Right. That is all correct. So this is gonna flip. Living Blade. I take 5 threat.
Thank God you were at 0.
Yeah, the living.
Again, super unfortunate. We're never next to each other, because I could have.
I know.
That would have been perfect.
That literally would have been perfect.
That would have been perfect. Yeah. Too bad.
Man. And you take 1 damage, so you're at 0. And this nasty little affliction card. It's the first time we've seen these. They're like status effects.
Move.
Paralyze. You cannot
perform the move action. Oh, and also I'm at 0.
So you're gonna have to shatter then to stay alive.
I've never seen what happens, so I'm curious.
Okay. So now we're back to refresh. So we each roll 1 die.
After it's revealed during the defend phase.
You also gain 1 more threat.
Oh
because
yeah.
You left me no choice. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, each character is in the target area gains 1. Yeah. Yeah. So but wait, do you also get?
Nope, it's just the target area.
It's this. Area. Oh, never mind. It's the claw symbol. Yeah. I thought it was like any. I thought it was on the rage card, but no, it's the claw. Okay.
No. Yep.
Okay. Makes sense.
So back to that refresh. We're gonna roll 1 die, and then we're.
But this one is a claw specifically, right? If it would have been a magic, this would not have activated.
Yeah, that would not have. Correct.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. It's cool.
Correct.
So you go first. Can you wait? Can you actually? Oh, you don't have a healing potion. I was gonna say, if you had a healing potion, could you have healed me before my turn, so I wouldn't have not have shattered?
Well, I would heal you now. Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, if you had one, you would have healed me now,
Right.
and then like it would have avoided me shattering basically. Even though I was at
Yes.
0, since it's not my
Correct.
turn yet, I'm not technically
Right.
shattered. Okay, gotcha.
Bingo. You got it. Yeah, I should have taken the health potion. I was a fool.
What I mean, you wouldn't know that I would be like smacking your face so hard.
That virtuous crush is nasty.
It really is.
So we do 1 and then roll 1 die for our refresh. 4.
Ugh. It exceeds.
Yeah, so we'll have to handle that spot for sure. But you might be able to do that though. Why don't you
I can't move.
Oh, you can shatter though, and then shattering gets rid of everything.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, well then, yeah, I have to shatter actually. So
Yeah.
So what happens? Do I flip this?
So F.
This also.
F.
Okay.
Yep, and you lose all these cards, and the paralyze goes away.
And then I get.
You get 3 shattered abilities.
Oh! I've never seen that deck before. Okay, so search the rage deck for any card and remove it from the encounter. Oh.
Yep. So that's really cool.
But then I have to. Okay. When you deal damage, no crit.
When you crit. Yep.
Reduce your current threat by your current
corruption.
Corruption. Okay, yeah, it's a new symbol I've never seen. Okay.
Yep. So when you're shattered, right, you no longer have MP. You have corruption, and
so this gives me 2 corruption.
Yeah, you gain corruption in order to use this, and if you ever reach your corruption limit, which for the Aeromancer is 7, you're removed from the board.
Okay, so this is my right. Or if my threat goes to 12.
Yeah, or if
my HP is 0. Yeah.
If your HP goes to 0, you just die, but you don't succumb, I suppose.
Yeah, you're right. I'm toast. Yeah. When you hit the enemy with an attack before dealing damage, place any card into another area.
So theoretically, you could attack this area.
Right.
But before you deal damage, pick this card up and move it here and deal damage to that card instead.
Oh, I see. Well, that's actually
basically the Aeromancer gets to just hit any card it wants to when it's shattered.
Ooh. So this is probably something I should do right now, in fact. So I should try to well, I mean, first of all, I can probably use one of these.
So Runic Scars is a passive ability.
So I have to use only one crit, yeah.
It just happens. It's inherent. It just happens. It's like an additional trait. Curse Chorus is a free ability, meaning that it doesn't cost you any actions at all. I don't think you necessarily need that at this moment. And Devouring Darkness is an attack that would pair with this, right? So you could do Devouring Darkness and then Scrying Sniper if you wanted to.
If this attack hits, search the rage deck for any card and remove it. So I should probably do that right now since I'm so low. Because if I wait too long, like eventually I'll be close to 7 and I'll never want to use it. Because then
you won't want to use it. Death. Exactly. Yeah.
So I might as well use that right now. And I'll pair it with my Scrying Sniper, obviously.
And it's a 1-die attack, which is good when your threat is really low.
But how do I crit though with a 7?
You can't on a 1-die attack, but with your basic attack, you now roll 2 dice.
Oh, okay. So this is so I do Devouring Darkness, which is 1 die.
Yep.
And I pair it with this.
Yeah.
So okay, so that would be my first move, and then my second move I could do a regular attack. Is what you mean?
Your first action was technically to shatter, because shattering is an action.
Oh, is an action. Okay, I see. Okay, so I'll do this then. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I want to do this because I want to remove. Right. I can't let this be a thing. So so I'm gonna do that then. So I take 2 corruption.
Yep. And
then I roll 1 die. Come on, baby.
That's a 1, which is greater than 0 threat, so you hit.
Thank God. So before I do all the damage, I'm gonna grab that one and put it there, and I'm gonna remove it. Basically.
Yep.
So it goes here, right?
That goes fatigue, and you'll gain 5 threat, and now you get to look at all the rage cards and pick which one you want to remove.
So reduce MP to 0 and 2 corruption. That's pretty bad. especially since like, is there a way for me to remove corruption? No.
No, there's not.
So what's my health? 9 still? Okay, so the character with the lowest threat rolls 1 die. Equal to the roll, gain threat until it reaches 11.
The Master's Whispers is pretty brutal.
It's rough. But it also doesn't kill you straight up though, right? So like you could technically survive if you just recover.
Yeah, it just puts you on the cusp.
Realistically, the one that's the most annoying, I think, would be Sealed Fate, because that's the one that can actually kill me.
Bingo. Yeah, Sealed Fate would be one to get rid of.
Yes, I'm gonna get rid of that one.
Okay, goodbye, Sealed Fate. You used the powers of darkness to remove the enemy's ability to give you corruption, which is kind of cool. That's good. And then we shuffle the rage deck, and then you get rid of this card, and then you get a new card.
Which is, when you resolve this attack, place cards equal to your roll from the stamina into any area.
So what that does...
so from the stamina. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're just milling cards out to try and stack.
Okay, no, that's not bad at all. Okay, cool.
All right, so that's your turn. Very effective. I am going to recover. 5 puts me to 0. And I'm just going to attack. I'm going to see if I can get a crit. Nope. We'll put that in fatigue, and I'll gain 3. All right. Let's go.
I'm scared right now. I feel like the situation is pretty dire at the moment. Like, you're not shattered yet, thankfully, but like, I mean, there's still a chance that I will be toast.
Yeah, like, and we'll do our best to make sure we protect. So, Shield of Visions, the character with the lowest threat rolls 1 die. That character gains threat equal to the roll.
So that would be you.
3. Yep. So I'm gonna roll 1 die.
Oh, thank God.
Threat. Yeah, Shield of
That could have
Visions
been way worse.
Yeah, I didn't really see anything in the shield that like scared me that much, but like sometimes the Shield of Visions shows you some very scary things, and you gain 6 threat.
Good Lord.
And then you are gonna take 2 damage
and an affliction.
Yep. Oh no, you become possessed.
A recover action can only remove this with a crit.
With a crit, but you can't critically recover when you're shattered. So your trait has been erased by the possession.
And I will remain that way basically until the end of the game because I can't remove it.
No, I'm gonna use a crystal elixir to
oh, okay, okay, thank God.
Yeah,
but I do get 2 damage, right? Yeah, 2 damage.
2
so
damage,
HP goes down to here. Okay.
That's why the crystal elixir is really good, because it's like, let's just we'll just help us with
thank God.
Stuff. Yeah. Okay, so then we'll back to the refresh phase. We have a move a card here and here. So it's
now we
staggered.
Roll.
Yep, and now we roll. Oh, 2 6s. So
okay,
nothing's coming out. That's fine, I guess, though, because it is staggered. So I will go, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my crystal elixir on you. And so your threat is reduced to 0, and your affliction goes away.
Woo.
That's a free action. And then I'm going to attack the area in front of me. I miss.
You miss, so you get to recover.
Yep. So reduced by 3. 1, 2, 3.
Very good.
And then I'm going to spend 3 for Twin Strike. So it's a 2-die attack.
10, so it hits. Definitely hits.
Yep, and then
4 threat.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. As for me, I mean, obviously I'm gonna do stuff, but you must resolve this attack place equal to the roll from the stamina into any areas, but there's nothing in stamina, so that would be useless.
Correct.
At the moment. Okay. When you crit, that's a passive. I don't care. Deal an efficiency to yourself and search a rage deck, placing 1 card on top. Nah, it's fine. I'm just gonna attack regularly then. So 2 dice and with a chance to crit 7. And yeah, place any card in play into another area. So I can like
you could literally move one of these cards wherever.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter because mine is like 4 already. So like, but if like mine was 2, I would probably remove a 4. But yeah, so because I only do 1 damage, so it doesn't really.
Yeah, there's some really big
crit.
brain. There's some really big brain stuff you can do too. It doesn't say you have to move it into your area. You can just like move this card to here, so I don't take a rage card if you wanted to, right? There's some really neat things
okay, I see. So into another area, not my area.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
Right.
that makes sense. And but like on a crit, it's still 1, right? It's still like 1 damage on a crit.
Yeah, it's still just 1 damage. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so roll.
So 3 and 6.
Oh,
Very close.
Close. But 6 is definitely more than 0, so that goes away into wounds because he's currently shattered. Well, I mean, staggered,
Yeah,
and
he's staggered, yeah.
and I get what, 4?
Yep, and then you can. I guess you would have wanted to move a card before.
Oh
you built that
yeah.
damage, but
Well, okay. Well, yeah. There we go.
we'll do that. Then you have another action, so you could move.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do
Or
to avoid taking a.
you can actually move to here. You can actually move to here, and then I would protect you from this card.
Ah, it's a good call. I didn't think of that. You're right.
Yeah.
Use that to my advantage.
Exactly. So you move, and now I will protect you from this card.
Because you'll take the 2. Yeah.
Right.
Because your HP is full, so let's just. Like,
yeah, like
if it ends up being damage, you're good.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Okay, so now we go into defend. This will flip, and I gain 2 threat, which is fine. Everything's fine here.
Yeah, because you get like the free recover all the time, right? So like that's
Yeah, exactly. And then
fairly
1
useful.
card goes there, and we each roll 1 die. A 1
and a 6.
And a 6. Oh no! So he'll be guarded this turn. So he's guarded. And we have that area we have to get rid of cards in.
Yeah. I mean, I can go there.
Yeah, I mean, or you could just like attack this area and move one of
Doesn't
these
matter.
cards.
Yeah, you're right. I can just move
Yeah,
cards
yeah.
to me, so it's
Yeah.
fine. That's actually better probably because I'm not spending a movement.
Right. That is better. Yeah. The Aeromancer doesn't really usually need to move a ton unless it's for what you just did to get out of the bad.
I'd love to crit even once. That'd be nice. It's harder because now it's 7. I feel like,
7 with 2 dice are the same mathematical odds as like rolling.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're correct.
It's 1 in 6.
Yeah.
So do you
So
want to
it'd
go
be-
first and try and get rid of that card?
I mean, sure. Like, so it's not locked in stone. Like, right? You started the first round the very first time. Every round we get to pick who goes
Every
first.
round we get to choose who goes in what order. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, that's even cooler. Okay. So when result is attack place, card equal to you from 7 into any area. So that's Infectious Thorn. Equal to
Actually,
your roll
Infectious
from
Thorns
the
is
stamina
not-
into any area.
Infectious Thorns isn't bad because we could stagger him. We could pull these cards out of stamina to stagger him.
And that would equal to your roll from the stamina into any area. So I don't even have to put it into mine. I can just put it into.
You could put it anywhere you wanted to. Yeah.
I could put it like here, but also, but wait, but it's a 5 though, right? And its max is 5. So if we roll badly next turn, we might end up in a situation where like.
We could. I could also still have Ghost Nectar as well. So that's something that I could do on us to on either you or me to make sure we don't gain threat, which I might do this round.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that as my first move, but then so it's 1 dice. So I can crit on it. Now the thing is like, where do you want me to put it? Where should I put it even? Like in what lane?
I think you could put the 5 to here because it won't exceed, and then whatever's under it in my area.
So basically, so this is an attack, right? So does that mean that like I also remove this card and then I pick the thing, or like is my attack actually pulling the stamina to wherever, so long as I hit?
It's when you resolve, so you get to choose the order. So you get to, so you can pull them out and then deal the damage if you'd like to.
Okay, so
And then you also get to do this
When
one
you hit
too.
enemy with an attack before dealing the damage, I can place the thing. So okay, so I'm gonna do the thing. Oh yeah, but wait, but this is once per turn, right?
Yes, that's once per turn. Yes.
So I should. Do I want to use it there though?
Also, keep
I
in
mean,
mind your threat is at 4, and Infectious Thorns is only a 1-die attack, so you'd have to roll a 5 or a 6 in order to hit.
Oh, you're correct.
Or a 2 with Runic Scars. No, never mind. That's the wrong ability. But
Yeah, that's a crit. Yeah. So I'm.
This is part of like the puzzle aspect of it all.
You know what I should have done before you used the thing? The potion? I should have used this.
Oh, yeah. Before I use Crystal Elixir.
Because it removes every affliction, or
Yeah.
just one every. So yeah, I should have done that, because that way it would have been like, just
Yeah.
I would have cycled it to something else, maybe more useful, and then like.
That's true.
Because as it is right now, I'm never gonna do that.
That's true.
So okay, well, do just regular attack then, and then wait for Infectious Thorns.
Yeah, maybe just regular attack and see what happens.
Yeah. A 9.
Okay, so that hits. So you can move another card if you want.
Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah. I guess I could move like this card. It has to be the card that's on top, right?
Yes. Oh, actually, no. For you, you can move any card.
Oh, well then I could probably move the. Wait, but you hit for 2, right? You hit 2?
Yeah, I deal 2 damage. Yep.
So I should probably not do that and like move like one of these then and just destroy that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that.
Good.
I'm gonna move that one, and I'm gonna actually just remove it and just put it into wounds. Sorry, no.
Oh,
fatigue.
yeah, fatigue, right? Because he's guarded, and then gain 3
Yeah,
threat.
3 threats. Yes.
And then.
Oh, and that was a
Yeah,
regret.
one more action. So you could recover for your action.
That's definitely what I'm gonna do. So I roll 1 die and just.
Mhm.
Is it 1 die or 2 die?
Only one.
So I can never crit or recover once you're shattered,
Bingo.
basically. Okay.
Right, correct. Then just 2. Yeah, recovers are much less effective when you're shattered.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Lore wise, it just works. Good.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm going to use Ghost Nectar on myself. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna do a basic attack and hope I hit. Oh wait, sorry, that's not what I was gonna do. I'll leave that too, but I was gonna do Twin Strike, so I get the 2 die attack.
Well, you. Okay, yeah,
I won't
yeah.
get the free recover, but it's okay. Okay, so I miss. That's fine. Okay, so.
Should probably do the recover then.
Yeah, well, I moved.
Oh no, wait, you
so,
moved first. You're right.
Yeah. So this is gonna flip, and now this is over 5, so this is gonna affect everybody. So everybody is gonna get hurt. So we both take 2 damage.
2. Okay.
And then this is gonna now attack me, and I take 1 damage. That's a corruption symbol. I'm not shattered, so nothing happens to me. And then this is gonna flip and attack you, and you just gain 2 threat.
Well, that recover really paid off, didn't it?
Yeah,
I recovered
sure
2
did.
and I just got 2. But now we staggered, so.
Yeah, now it's staggered, and we each roll 1 die again. Ghost Nectar goes away.
What's up with the 6s?
You love rolling that 6,
dude,
man.
honestly, like it's the problem with that is it keeps like messing us up, because like
I know. It just keeps the cards into. Sometimes that 6 is really good, and sometimes it's not.
Oh man.
Right. let me go and see if I can get rid of these cards that are in front of us. So I'm gonna
Well, you
roll
got
and see if I can.
so much. Yeah, so we're gonna
So-
recover basically.
Yep. So I miss and get the free recover, which is a
Oh,
crit. So
yeah,
it goes
thank
to
God.
0. And then I will do another basic attack and try and get rid of it, which hits. So both of these will go to wounds, and I'll gain 7 threat. Oops. Gain 7 threat.
Yeah.
Boom.
Whew.
And then you can deal with the card that's in front of you.
Yeah, that should be fine. So I should be able to do. I have 7 though, so I do need to either recover first. Yeah, I'm gonna recover first so that we can guarantee that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Probably what I should do. So we're gonna recover first. Oh, thank God.
That's a good one. Yeah, all the way down to 1.
Okay, and now I'm gonna attack the thing. Now I should probably not into an area. So there's no cards in stamina, unfortunately.
Right.
So yeah. So I'll do the regular attack.
Yeah, the 2 dice, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a crit.
Crit.
There it is. You did.
Woo! I did crit. Oh my God. And when I crit, reduce your current threat by your current corruption. So my threat goes to 0.
Bingo. You got it because of your runic scars.
Oh, dude, this is great.
Yeah, we're in good shape. So now
This
we
is
do
so much better.
phase.
Although now I'm gonna take a rage card to the face, but
oh no, each character on the front line takes 3 damage. That's you.
no.
And then you're gonna take another rage card.
Oh my God, it's better not be. It's gonna be damaged.
Oh
just
no.
watch.
Oh no.
I'm gonna die. Like gain threat until it reaches 11.
Reaches 11.
Oh my God.
No.
That's
Arrowmancer,
insane.
no.
Why is it me? Why me?
It knows you're close.
Yeah, exactly. Like it can smell the desperation.
You can sense it. Yeah. Each roll 1 die. 4.
Finally,
All right,
we're getting cards.
This is it. If we kill these 3 cards, we win.
Before I die horribly. Oh my Lord, man.
The master whispered in your ear. He told you.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know who should go first, to be honest.
I'm gonna go because I'm gonna try to.
Sure.
I'm gonna just see if I crit ourselves out of this. 5, so I miss. So let's do a recover. Reduce by 5, and then I'll do a basic attack.
Oh,
no,
almost.
I missed.
No. Okay.
I think
so,
you might just want to. You might want to recover once.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for sure.
And
Because
then
I mean, it's a miss.
And then move to here so you don't take any health damage at least.
True. Wait, so magic is never gonna be health?
No. Magic cards never deal health damage to you.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea then. So recover. Thank God it was a 5 and not a 2.
That's a good one. Yeah, down to 6, which is good.
And then
yeah.
What?
Yeah. Actually, what you could do is
Which
you could
is...
attack. You could attack and then move this card to you.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Well,
actually, wait, but no, because like
no, then you deal damage. Never mind, that's a dumb idea. Don't do that. Just move. Yeah. Yeah, protect
well, I mean,
yourself.
I deal
Stay
damage,
alive.
but like I deal damage for 1, right? So
Yeah.
But it's before I deal damage. So I'd
Right.
have to move the card for. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The other way around would have been perfect. If I had already been there, I could have moved the claw, destroy, and then keep the magic. But
so I take 1 damage, chipping away. That goes there, and then you take 1 corruption and 2 threat.
2 threats and 1 corruption.
And then that's gonna go over here, and then that.
The cool thing with the character is like essentially. I mean, with the runic scars, the more corruption I get, the better this gets. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Because like I will almost always go back down to like 0 essentially. Because like the more.
Yeah.
So what's the maximum amount of corruption? Is it like 12 or like it's this is here. Never mind. Okay, it's 7.
Yep,
yeah.
7. Yep. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try and attack this thing again. And I
4,
hit.
which is a hit, thankfully.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, and then I will move to here. Actually, I'll move to here. in case you want to get behind me to protect yourself. If you,
That's probably what I'm gonna do. It's like with 2 health, I'm not gonna take the chance to get a rage card to the face. Like I don't trust it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attack. Trying to. Well, I mean, oh god, I should probably recover first. I think I'm gonna move and recover. Is what I'm gonna do. I think.
Yeah. I mean, there's no rush for it.
I'm gonna move here and then recover.
Yep. 3.
Which is not great, but definitely better.
Yeah, and then this will hit me. I take 2 damage. Oops. And then it'll go here, but then it's just going to refill back right in front of us.
And there's no dice to roll because we can't.
Yeah. Nope, there's nothing to do. So we're back to action. It's cool in the end game because the game goes very quick. It's just boom, 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 boom. So do you want to attack first so that you can move a card in front? And
probably what I'm gonna do, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do my regular attack because it's 2 dice and I need to roll above a 5.
Yep. Okay, that works.
So that's definitely a hit. So move it,
we can
destroy
move that card. And that's 4 threat to you.
So I'm up to 9.
Yep. And then
I'm gonna that's definitely what I'm gonna do in case it's like something bad on the card or something.
Yep.
2.
Yeah, not bad. And then I will attack. I'm gonna use Twin Strike. I'm gonna spend 3. I'm gonna use Twin Strike. Which is a hit. And then I'll gain 3 threat. And then the enemy gets one last card called a Last Gasp. And whatever this card is affects everybody. And as long as one character is still alive, we win. Living Blade.
12.
Oh no, it kills you. Oh no!
I didn't survive. I'm dead.
No, the Living Blade got you. And then in its final gasp, it shatters me.
Thankfully, you didn't die also.
Yeah, I did not die also, because that's the benefit of keeping one heroic character, which is what I was on this side. So, the tutorial enemy gave us a run for our money.
I was gonna say, like, because I remember you, like, on the video you did, you literally said, like, oh well, you know, you're supposed to die, and like it's possible, but it's really hard to because it's an easier enemy and stuff. Man, we had a rough time. Like, I just kept rolling 6s. Like, it was just...
The 6s hurt. I will say, too, like, when you play with just 2 characters, the game is still fun, but there's a little bit more challenge with just 2 characters because you have less resources at your disposal. You don't have another character's worth of abilities and stuff, and another character's worth of, like, health and stuff to share around. That's why, again, I said, like, I think it's more fulfilling if you play when you play with 2 players, if each person is controlling 2 characters.
Yeah, because you have more options for sure.
Yeah, you have more options. The mental load isn't that bad, you know, but the game is definitely playable when you play with 2. It's a little more nail bitey, like what we got.
Yeah, and it does, like, if you do play with 2 characters each, which makes it like a 4-player party. This is a lot closer to like the actual experience from like a JRPG point of view, where like you have your full party with you, just like fighting an enemy or a boss or whatever. So, but man, that was actually nail biting. Like, surprisingly, for like the first boss, that was something. Definitely.
So it gets wild. I mean, so like the next one is like I think you've already seen the Harvester.
Yes.
The Harvester, you roll 3 dice for in the refresh phase, so tons of cards are just coming out onto the board. You know, it's like a completely different frenetic experience.
And they all have like their own little quirks and differences and stuff, and different decks too. That's the part that I adore with like Gloomhaven, is like every single enemy type or boss type or whatever each have their own decks with their own abilities. So it totally kind of makes it different fighting a wolf versus fighting something else. So I really appreciate it. Like, it's not like a common boss deck, and it's instead like per boss. So you get to really kind of design the bosses with like kind of a lore flourishes in mind, like the shield bash that pushes us backwards and like increases our, you know, our threat or whatever. Like that's so cool. Like, it just adds that much to it. Like, it would have not made much sense to have like this guy, like the Eater of Children, have like a shield bash, for example. So I really like that.
Yeah, and that's what I worked really hard to do. Like the rage cards for all these bosses are very thematic. And then when you get to some of the later bosses, here I'll just pull like I'll pull like these two out as an example. It um when you get to like these sides, the sunken beast at the start of the defend phase, a rage card's coming out every single round and attacking the character with the highest threat. Like
Damn, that's
every single
insane.
round, right? Um, and the Spectre, remember that possessed card that you had
Yeah.
at the start of the defend phase? The possessed card is assigned to a character with the highest threat, and then a rage card is drawn. And
So
then
you have
all of the
to you like
yeah,
so if you're fighting the Spectre, and the cool thing is, like, as you mentioned, you get to look at the whatever enemies you're gonna face ahead of time before
right,
choosing your cards. So that would be
yeah.
like a case where, like, we're fighting the Spectre. Of course, guaranteed we take an elixir because we know that that's
If
gonna
we're able
happen.
to, yeah,
Guaranteed. If we're able to pull
yeah.
one, yeah, of course.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like, so for the Spectre, it always draws that rage card, and the Spectre's rage cards all affect
Oh, they have
the character.
possessed with the possessed. Oh,
Yeah, so
you're
the character with
right.
the possessed affliction,
But if you're able to,
uh,
that's cool because if you're able to get that,
right, these become freebies if you end up with nobody possessed, right?
right,
So
but that's
nobody,
difficult because, like, it's every defend phase.
right? So that's the thing. It's hard to fight back this thing, and they're all pretty brutal. The inner struggle is super cool. The character with the possessed affliction, roll a die. 1, set your threat to 11. 2 through 6, remove the possessed affliction.
Oh, that's cool.
So like one of these is actually like, it's like okay, right? Like it's not that big of a deal. But soul constriction, on the other hand, is you have to choose to raise your threat to 11 or shatter.
Mhm.
There's just a lot of different things that are really tough with the Spectre once you get them in that shattered that injured state. And so every one of these enemies provides a different sort of utility. Especially like we mentioned the First Chosen. I really love the First Chosen as a character, because when the First Chosen is in its like, regular paladin style side, it's all these like, it's very difficult to like chew them down, a lot of health. It might seem sort of
Mhm.
easy, but then when you get to the injured side, um, anytime you crit, a rage card is revealed targeting you.
When a character rolls a crit, reveals a reach card. Oh my god. I love that's like it's what I just love it's like that's not even the toughest boss. That's like the second to last. Like there's
And then the last boss is just the nuttiest here. If you get to the injured side of the Shattered God, um, the the regular strength deck is made up of the rage cards of all the other enemies.
oh my god.
Yeah, so like here's that deck. Like,
Oh, what?
yeah, so it's like you're fighting this big bad, and all of his cards are literally terrifying.
Oh my god. That's 70
He's a
cards, man.
yeah, you actually don't use all 70. I think it's 8 per character, so
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of cards, but
But it's still a lot of cards, and like you don't know what you're gonna get. Like that's the thing. There's
that's
so
yeah,
many.
you have no idea like what you're gonna get in there.
I like
That's
this
the nutty
idea
thing.
though. I like this idea though of like this kind of like, like it's again it's very thematic with the JRPG tropes, like this kind of like secret final boss after the end of the main game where like, and it has
Yeah,
like
like
all these crazy abilities and he's like almost impossible to kill and you have to be freaking like godlike to be able to defeat him.
right. So it's like you're fighting this guy, right? This like stupid necromancer. Like I don't even know what he is. He's like I actually really love. I think you might like this. So the Shattered Gods rage cards on his healthy side, depending what order they're in, he gives a monologue.
Brave and fool,
So,
I was once like you, used like a tool. You must not resist. Humanity is due. Oh, that's so cool.
but depending on what order you draw them, his monologue can be like a little bit different. His like evil, like final, like monologue. So if I shuffle them again, it's just like,
Used like a tool, brave and a fool. I was once like you. Humanity is due. You must not resist. That's, dude.
so it's
Like thematically, I just love these. Like, what are your
yeah,
friends worth? Like, control your fate. Like, ah, dude, it's so cool.
it is pretty cool. I had a lot of
it's
fun.
so
with
well
them.
designed.
Um,
Really liking this. I like.
thanks,
Do you
man.
feel like you want to do like another one? Like, do we get more people in?
I actually need to go. I wish I could
Oh, it's
stay
perfectly fine.
longer. I thought I would be able to stay longer, but I actually have my wedding is in just over 2.5 weeks, and so these weekends
You
are very
are
precious.
kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Congratulations. That is
Thank you so
so
much.
cool, man. Launching a
Yes.
game, getting married. That's so nice.
Yeah, there's a lot happening right now. I'm a very busy
Yeah, no,
gentleman.
I bet.
But dude, anytime, even if you don't want to do it on stream, that you'd be down to play, I'm always down to play. Don't want to like hijack your stream anymore or whatever, because I know like this isn't necessarily your vibe, but happy to play like literally whenever. Just hit me up, probably after my wedding, and you know,
Oh, dude,
maybe
100%. Like,
it would be awesome.
I'd be super down to just like message you on the side and just be like, yeah, let's do this, and just like,
Yeah.
just get a thing going. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, did you want to like partake any kind of like any other information? Maybe like I didn't get to ask you, or like you wanted to kind of add to the whole thing before you have to go.
I'll just say that anyone who's willing to back the game and support would be incredible. Reaching this next stretch goal is super important to me because it adds that narrative journey mode into the game, and that's why I'm trying to do this big push to get, to try and do it as soon as we can, so that people can really understand that the game has a lot to offer, a ton of things to offer. And for me, my dream for Encounters, the highest goal I had in my head was trying to get to the point where I could put journey mode in, because that's the last gameplay kind of content addition that I have. And then I would really feel as though everything I've wanted to do, I could do. And so, people listening, the viewers listening, I'm not saying you have to support, absolutely not. Like, only support if like you want to. But I do believe the game is worth it. I think it's super excellent and awesome, and I would love it to be, I think if you had it, if you want to play solo or with friends, it'd be something that you would really, really enjoy.
Yeah, and as for me, like I'll find the money. I will definitely find the money to
Definitely
get the
don't
deluxe
put yourself
edition
out.
before.
Don't put yourself out. Yeah, I always say that. Like, definitely do not put yourself out like for this. But if you have like a budget and like you, instead of buying like one game this month, maybe consider getting this as a future present to you.
Yeah, definitely, and it's yeah. So I'll try and get the deluxe edition, because those standees are just freaking fantastic with the
They are gorgeous.
they are super gorgeous. And yeah, I guess we'll definitely get in touch in the future, because like I'm taking you up on this. Like we'll do more of this, especially
Dude, definitely
like
hit me up. Yeah,
because
maybe
that was so much fun.
maybe what we can do is like at some point, maybe we if we hit that journey mode unlock, maybe you and I go on
Oh,
we do
dude,
we do the
yes.
journey together. We do the
I would
campaign
love to.
together, and we can like figure out the relic cards and see what characters live and don't live, and it'll be a great time.
That 1,000% yes. I'm so into this. This was super fun, and I just want to say like because I know there are so many creators out there, like a bajillion amount of them, and they're all fantastic, and a lot of them are like they're super big streamers and stuff, and I just want to say like thank you for thinking of me for like this. It's I'm a much smaller creator. I don't get these opportunities very, very often, so but I really appreciate it. That was an absolute blast. It was
I had
fun.
a list of kind of JRPG streamers that I wanted to reach out to, but you were definitely like higher on that list because I really enjoy your content, and I think you've got a passion for the genre and would kind of understand what I was going for.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. And
course,
and
dude.
yeah, so I'll let you go, I imagine. You, like you said, you probably have stuff to do, and I will
I do,
also
yeah.
probably kind of wrap things up from on my end. I usually end around 2 p.m., so it kind of works out. I would have gone longer if you had, you know, like if you had been able to stay longer, but since you
I
can't,
wish
I
I
probably
could, but yeah, I got today we're dealing with suit stuff. I have to go get my suit like fitted and stuff. So lots of things happening.
right. So so yeah, well, thank you again so very much for being here and answering all my questions and showing off the gameplay and stuff. And I will talk to you soon.
I will talk to you soon. Have a great afternoon to you and the rest of the stream.
Thank you.